Hello everyone, this is Shad Reis from SCAI 2024. I'm really privileged to be with Dr. Andersen, who's going to be the 100th lecture speaker for this year. Dr. Andersen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So you invented TAVR, and we quote you that you said TAVR was your baby and now it's teenager. So tell us about how it started.
Yeah, it started back in 1989 at a meeting in Phoenix, Arizona. I got this crazy idea by listening to a Dr. Palmas who invented the coronary stent, and I came up with the idea, Henning, why don't you use the same balloon catheter technique, make the stent 10 times as big, put a valve inside, then it should be possible to implant artificial heart valves using balloon expandable catheter technique like in the coronary arteries. It was the idea, the birth of my idea. At that time it was not a baby. It was just a concept. It was a conception. Yeah.
So how did it start to evolve? When did you start to say, you know what, it's time to work on prototype?
Yeah, immediately when I flew back in the flight back to Denmark, I have already decided I wanted to be the first in the world to implant artificial heart valves without doing surgery. And if you put in front of you such a goal, you just have to work the hell out of everything, because otherwise somebody might bypass you.
Yeah.
So I decided immediately you have to do anything yourself. You cannot wait for grants, you cannot wait for engineers, you cannot wait for a company.
It's going to take too long.
You will simply take too long. I wanted to make proof of concept. I wanted to be the first in the world.
Okay. Are you thinking in an animal model or a human model?
In animal model.
So,
yeah.
So when do you start kind of put things on and to work? And
1 week after I arrived back home, I started to scroll in the hardware shops in my city for metal wires and tested them on balloons, and I progressed very, very fast. It only took me 2.5 months from my idea in Phoenix until the very first valve went into a pig. So the proof of concept came in 2.5 months. It can never be achieved in a company. No, never ever.
Yeah. So do you think, so now I'll come back to that question in a minute, but so from there, how did it translate it to humans? How long it takes, barriers, issues? I'm sure you came through challenges too.
Oh yeah, a lot of challenges. Yeah, first of all, nobody believed in it. The specialists in the field of heart valves, indeed, they are cardiac surgeons. And what do the cardiac surgeons say when a cardiologist come and say, I don't need to operate? Come on, it's an old-fashioned treatment. You can implant without operation. And of course, there's a lot of resistance. Absolutely. Everybody says that this is ridiculous, he's a liar, it can never be done, things like that. A lot of resistance. So it took 13 years from I had my idea to the very first valve went into a patient. It was not me, it was a French professor who did that.
Yeah, is it the first in 1990s or 2000?
2002.
Early 2000 when you started?
Yeah, 16th of April 2002 was the first in man.
And then this is, took just the design on itself also to come over the challenges that you just mentioned from surgery and other people, other teams?
No, it took, there are still issues about fighting between cardiologists and surgeons in this country, in US. Not so much in my country. We have socialized medicine, so it doesn't matter. But today, the problem was, of course, and is that the cardiac surgeons, they lose their patients.
Yeah.
In this country, as a physician, you are paid by procedure.
Yes.
We are not paid by procedure. We have a fixed salary.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So our cardiac surgeon, they don't really care because they earn the same. And at least in my,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and so we just have to choose the best treatment for the patient without speculating about economy.
Right.
So nowadays, at least in my institution, 85% of all patients, they receive a TAVR and not surgery. But 10 years ago, 100% went to surgery. So there has been a huge shift. And I think this is the same in US. The shift will come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was my next question. Now, in 2024, how you look back and say, this is great. I'm sitting with a person who invented TAVR. Mm-hmm. I look back and say, you know what, this was just an idea. I was sitting on a plane or in a kitchen, and now it's is now becoming a standard of care almost for patients with aortic stenosis.
It is.
How do you reflect on that?
Oh, I think that I have seen many technologies coming through during my career as a cardiologist. Many, let's say, experimental technologies. Most of them, they fade away again. Lasers in the coronary, no, we don't use them. Special devices in the coronary, atherectomy, no, we don't use them. Things like that. So many technologies has appeared and waned. This technology has come there to stay. It will also be here 20, 30 years from now. So this is one of the major differences between TAVR and, let's say, many of the other experimental treatments. This will stay here for many, many years. When I'm dead, somebody will still say, oh, this was Dr. Andersen's invention.
That's what we are a long time from now. Now, last thing is, what's your advice for people who have idea, but yet they are scared or afraid or worried about the pushback from the society or the community itself?
Yeah. Keep on fighting. that's my, I had so much resistance, but sometimes
I can imagine.
Yeah, sometimes, one way of coping with it is that you take your hand, you do like this, and you focus. Focus. Because people come and say to me, but Henning, there will be a lot of infections. Yes, there will, because they are not sterile. I made it with my own hands, I put them in the deep freezer and took them up, put warm water and into the pig. But the pig, they didn't survive more than 1 hour. No, I removed both kidneys, the spleen, most of them. They cannot survive more than 1 hour. But I don't care. You go for it, you go for proof of concept, which means don't look at all the problems, you just go for it, and then you're successful. And don't listen too much to all the critics.
Absolutely.
Because there are so many people trying to convince you that this can never be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, thank you for all you have done to the community and the patients, number one. And thanks for being here, and congratulations for being lecturer for the Tender lecture. And thanks for being with us in SCAI 2024. Thank you for watching us. This is Shed Race from Long Beach in California, and this is SCAI 2024 TV. Dr. Andersen, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.